Welcome back to the Vault. Hi, I'm Mike Ricola. Our goal at the Nonday Filmmaking Legal Lab is to democratize access to legal educational resources so that every filmmaker knows their rights. Let's talk about the most dangerous day in an independent producer's life, the day an investor hands you a check for $100,000. Here's the trap. The second the money hits your bank account, the investor suddenly thinks they bought the rights to casting, basically your lead actor or your lead actress. They think they bought the rights to show up on set, sit in Video Village, and move the director of photography around about how they should light the scene. If you formed your production company using a generic $99 LLC template off LegalZoom, they may actually have that legal voting right to do exactly that. To take investor money safely, you cannot use a generic business contract. You need a single purpose entity operating agreement built specifically for film production. This document is designed to take their money and allow you to legally keep creative control. It's time to get smart with us. Before we dive in and before you download this template, we need to have a quick chat about the rules of engagement. I'm a producer and I'm a lawyer, but I'm not your lawyer. The templates inside the vault are the exact legal armory used by professionals, but they are provided for educational purposes only. Downloading this document, watching this video, or reading my breakdowns do not create attorney-client relationship between you and the non-day filmmaking legal lab. These templates are your starting point. They are drafting tools designed to give you leverage. They are not a substitute for specific legal advice. Third, jurisdictions matter. The Armor is forged using general principles of U.S. contract law and standard industry practices. But the rules change when you cross state lines or international borders. What works in California might have a different nuance in New York or London. You're strongly advised to have your paperwork reviewed by a local counsel in the state where you're shooting. Finally, use it at your own risk. You're the producer. You're the one stepping on set. The non-day filmmaking legal lab assumes no liability or no responsibility for any errors, omissions, or legal consequences that happen because of how you execute this document. You're building your own business. Take responsibility for your own assets. Please read the full disclaimers. Let's dive into some specific quick usage notes. The single purpose entity LLC operating agreement. This LLC is not like any other LLC. It is not to run out and conduct business, any business that you want. This is to conduct one single purpose. That's why it's called a single purpose entity LLC. The LLC exists to do one thing. In this case, make one specific movie. If someone sues this LLC because a stunt went wrong on set, they can only sue for the assets inside this specific LLC. They can't pierce the veil and come after you or your parent company or even your personal bank account. So the way to think about it is A24, their production house, at Era Studio, they have their LLC for that. But for each individual film, they have a SPE LLC so that if something goes wrong, that one film is the only film that has liability towards it, and it doesn't tank the rest of the whole production company nor their slate. Next, the armchair director shield. Investors buy financial equity, never creative control. Section 3 explicitly states that all members, aka investors, have voting rights, do not have voting rights regarding any creative choices, casting, or daily production operations. Basically, if you are the manager, you're the director on set, you have the final say. And then finally, the investor kill switch. You see this in all our contracts. Section 8 is the no injunction. It prevents any angry investor from filing an injunction and freezing the production's bank account just because they didn't like something. They want to sue you, they got to sue you for damages, and even then, the court might say they don't have a case or anything. So again, let's dive in. Here's the operating agreement for the LLC. This is a single purpose entity. Here you want to put the name, what state you're in. You want to list who the lead producer is, aka the manager. And then you have a list of the members that will be at the end. That will be what's known as Exhibit A. Exhibit A is so that you have multiple managers multiple members. So this allows you the space to list it all and get their signatures. Section 1 is pretty straightforward. It's the formation sections. It states that you guys want to form a limited liability company, that there is only one single purpose for this limited liability, and that is limited liability company, and that is to produce a picture, this film specifically. So again, this isn't an operating agreement for your LLC if you're going to have a production house. This is for the LLC that's under that production house. And then the final section is the principal place of business where it is registered. Section 2 is your capital contributions. Basically, when you start a business, members buy in and get their investment shares that way. So whatever price you set for the capital contribution, you'll establish in Section A, and Exhibit A, and then Section 2.2 establishes that there will be no additional money calls, meaning that you as a member won't have to put in any additional money